Back for more, huh? I knew Part 1 couldn't possibly scratch your PS1 nostalgia itch. Well, get comfy, grab your old memory card and brace yourself, because Part 2 dives even deeper into the weird, the wild, and the wonderfully overlooked gems of the PlayStation era. And trust me, there are a few titles in here you definitely didn't see coming. Got a hunch what might show up? Drop your predictions in the comments. I'm watching. If this title caught your eye, you're gonna love what's next. So hit like, tap subscribe, and let's unlock some forgotten legends. No cheat codes needed. Star Ocean: The Second Story. This one is also an action-packed science fantasy RPG that introduces players to a gripping tale of cosmic battles, lost heroes, and the search for identity. Set in the far future, the game centers around Claude C. Kenny, an officer from the Earth Federation, who accidentally gets transported to the planet Expel. There, he meets Rena Landford, a young girl who believes him to be a legendary hero foretold by prophecy. The story unfolds with unexpected twists, intergalactic battles, and a complex web of alliances and betrayals. As Claude and Rena journey across worlds, they uncover the sinister motives of the 10 Wise Men, a group intent on using an ancient energy source to destroy the universe. With branching storylines and multiple endings influenced by player choices, Star Ocean: The Second Story delivers a unique, customizable RPG experience where every decision shapes the fate of the characters. This immersive, action-oriented adventure takes players through real-time battles, character development, and the discovery of secrets spanning across planets. Legend of Legaia. In a world where mystical creatures called Seru once aided humanity with supernatural powers, a mysterious mist suddenly turns them against mankind, collapsing civilization. Varn, a young man from Rim Elm, is unaffected by the mist thanks to a protective wall around his village. When a powerful Seru called Juggernaut breaks through the wall and causes chaos, Varn discovers a rare Ra Seru named Meta, which bonds with him and grants him the ability to fight back against the mist. With the power of the Genesis tree, he embarks on a journey to cleanse the world by restoring Genesis trees and stopping the mist's spread. Along the way, Varn is joined by Noah, a cave girl with her own Ra Seru companion, and Gala, a monk with a mysterious past. The trio confronts mist generators, encounters treacherous foes, and ultimately faces a shocking revelation. The mist itself is being powered by the Ra Seru, and the fate of all Seru is tied to the death of a mother Genesis tree. As they battle to save the world, the heroes must confront their deepest fears and make painful sacrifices. The journey culminates in an epic battle to prevent the end of all Seru and humanity itself.
The G-Police operated like any other Earth-based force. They got slaughtered by the truckload, and it was clear that the frontiers required more forceful policing.
G-Police. Set in the year 2097, this combat flight simulation game immerses players in a gritty, Blade Runner-inspired world on the colonized moon of Callisto. The protagonist, Slater, a war veteran turned G-Police officer, embarks on a mission to uncover the truth behind his sister's mysterious death. As he navigates through urban domes and encounters powerful corporations, Slater uncovers a web of conspiracies involving assassinations, sabotage, and high-tech warfare. Piloting a VTOL aircraft, players engage in intense dogfights, protect allies, and explore a complex story revolving around corporate power struggles and mysterious deaths. The gameplay involves piloting various jet helicopters with a mix of aerial combat and bombing runs, all while trying to investigate the truth behind criminal organizations and sabotaged weapons. Slater's quest becomes more personal as he discovers that both his sister and a fellow pilot were killed for their microchips, which contained valuable combat knowledge and were used to fuel artificial intelligence for weapons. The game concludes with a dramatic space battle and a revelation about the dark plans of the Nanosoft Corporation to dominate the galaxy. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. In this wacky, fast-paced puzzle game, players control pairs of gems that fall into a pit, where the goal is to match and eliminate them in creative ways. Think of it as a mix of Tetris and Puyo Puyo, but with a Street Fighter twist. To clear gems, players need to create chains by matching gems of the same color with a special crash gem that explodes adjacent ones. As players send combos and chain reactions to their opponents, their characters, famous fighters from Street Fighter and Darkstalkers, perform over-the-top comical fighting moves. The key to victory is sending counter gems to your opponent's field, which force them to deal with more obstacles unless they can eliminate them first. Each chain reaction or combo increases the difficulty for the opponent by making their board fill with more counter gems. The game doesn't just stop with traditional mechanics. Unique power-ups like the diamond gem clear everything of a specific color, and special moves get triggered depending on how much chaos you've caused. The Legend of Dragoon. This RPG follows Dart, a warrior determined to avenge the death of his parents at the hands of a mysterious entity known as the Black Monster. His journey begins with the destruction of his hometown and the kidnapping of his childhood friend, Shana. With the help of a ragtag group of companions, Dart embarks on a mission to stop the forces threatening the world, including the enigmatic Lloyd, who is collecting powerful artifacts to summon a destructive god. As Dart and his friends venture across Endiness, they uncover a deeper conspiracy involving the ancient and powerful species called the Winglies, who once ruled the world and split the body of a god to prevent its resurrection. The story takes unexpected turns as Dart learns that Shana is tied to the god's soul, and the immortal Rose reveals her true nature as the Black Monster, responsible for killing the humans possessed by the god's soul for millennia. Rival Schools. This is a 1997 3D fighting game where players control teams of two characters from different schools in the fictional Aoharu city. The game's unique system lets players engage in one-on-one battles while using a tag team mechanic, with the ability to call in a teammate for special team-up attacks. Players manage a vigor meter that powers these moves and super attacks, and the game features defensive tactics like tardy counters and attack cancels. Players progress through the story by fighting and uncovering the truth behind mysterious kidnappings, eventually confronting Justice High's Raizo Imawano and his nephew, the true antagonist. Set in a school environment, the game's plot revolves around solving the attacks on the city's schools, with a focus on character interactions and escalating stakes. Developed by Capcom, it incorporates a school-based setting to appeal to a broad audience, with Street Fighter's Sakura appearing to ensure broader appeal. Silhouette Mirage. Set in a world where humanity has been split into two factions, Silhouette and Mirage, this action-packed platformer follows Shina Nera Shina, a being created by a malfunctioning system named Gehenna. Shina's mission is to repair the damage caused by this system's failure and unite the two opposing factions. The gameplay centers around switching between the Silhouette and Mirage forms, with each having its own strengths and weaknesses in combat. Shina can grapple, throw, and use her wind bullets to manipulate enemies, solving puzzles and defeating enemies by strategically using the correct attribute attack. The story reveals that Shina is part of a larger plan to fix the fractured world, and as she faces enemies like Medigo, Howl, and Zohar, she uncovers the truth about the origin of Armageddon, a being who embodies both Silhouette and Mirage. The game culminates in a final showdown to repair the Edo system, but Gehenna's ominous message suggests that the process will take centuries to fully restore balance.
Evil scientist who frightens children and is bent on slavery. A giant robot has seized a peaceful world and carried it off. Aloha's evil plan is to turn it into a huge private retreat for himself.
Jumping Flash. Jumping Flash is a groundbreaking 3D platformer that introduced players to the world of Robit, a robotic rabbit on a mission to save Crater Planet from the chaos caused by the insane astrophysicist Baron Aloha. Presented in a first-person perspective, the game allows players to explore expansive worlds filled with quirky enemies and hidden jet pods. The main gameplay revolves around Robit's incredible jumping ability, allowing him to leap to extreme heights, even performing triple jumps to reach platforms or avoid enemy attacks. The camera shifts dynamically with Robit's jumps, offering a unique experience in 3D platforming. The game features 6 worlds, each with 3 levels, where Robit must collect jet pods to restore balance and defeat Aloha. Along the way, players can collect power-ups such as extra lives, health boosts, and time-extending items, while facing off against a variety of enemies, including Moo-Moos, adorable creatures with palm trees on their heads that serve as Aloha's minions. The game also introduces fireworks as a weapon, allowing Robit to launch cherry bombs, rockets, and more to damage enemies. With hidden bonus levels and a time attack mode, Jumping Flash provides plenty of replay value.
Let's see if you're more alert in the dark. You can spend the rest of the hour in the cupboard.
You can't shut me up in there! I know my rights! My uncle's a lawyer!
And mine's a judge. Oh, wow. Afraid of the dark.
Heart of Darkness. Heart of Darkness is a cinematic platformer that follows the journey of a young boy named Andy as he attempts to rescue his dog, Whiskey, who has been kidnapped by shadow-like spectres. The game, developed by Amazing Studio, offers a deeply immersive experience with its stunning 2D animation, pre-rendered backgrounds, and a haunting score by Bruce Broughton. Designed by Eric Chahi, known for Another World, the game combines puzzle solving with a dark, emotional story that blends childhood innocence and overcoming personal fears. As Andy ventures through the perilous world of Darkland, he faces a series of dangers, including shadow creatures, deadly wildlife, and dangerous environments such as swamps, caves, and lava rivers. Along the way, Andy gains the ability to use a plasma cannon to shoot lightning at enemies and even manipulate trees using special powers. With these abilities, he must overcome challenges, battle dark monsters, and make his way to the lair of the Master of Darkness, the main antagonist who seeks to capture Andy. The story is enhanced by cinematic sequences that add depth to the plot, creating a sense of emotional investment as Andy tries to save Whiskey and confront his fear of the dark.
Victory in hand, the rebels set up a council and worked to establish the continent's first democracy. And so, the Republic of Ishtaria was born.
Vandal Hearts. This is a turn-based tactical RPG that follows the story of Ash Lambert, who uncovers a conspiracy involving the Holy Asher dynasty and its downfall. Set in the fictional world of Sostagaria, the game explores the rise of the Republic of Ishtaria, led by Ash and his allies, who fight against corruption and power struggles. The game features grid-based battles where players control a variety of characters with distinct classes like swordsmen, archers, and mages. Each class has strengths and weaknesses, creating a strategic dynamic in combat. The narrative unfolds through intense battles and political intrigue, culminating in Ash's quest to stop a series of destructive coups and the rise of Emperor Hell. The game is noted for its compelling tactical combat and gripping storyline, making it a significant title in the tactical RPG genre.
So, what do you all think of our new ship, huh? How's she holding up?
All systems check. Everything's perfect.
The Misadventures of Tron Bonne. In this action-adventure spin-off of the Mega Man Legends series, players control Tron Bonne, the mischievous anti-hero of the Bonne family of air pirates, as she embarks on a quest to rescue her brothers, Tysil and Bonne, who have been captured due to a large debt. The game offers a mix of puzzle-solving, exploration, and action stages, including bank robberies and treasure hunts. Tron uses her custom mecha, the Gustav, and is aided by her army of 40 servbots, each with unique personalities and skills that can be improved through training or discipline. The plot unfolds as Tron confronts loan shark Lex Loth, who demands more money from her after a series of bank heists. As the game progresses, Tron faces various challenges, including rival air pirates and powerful foes like the Colossus. The servbots eventually rescue Tron and defeat Loth, but not without a few twists along the way, leading to a humorous and chaotic conclusion. Jade Cocoon. Set in a world dominated by forests and inhabited by strange creatures called minions, Jade Cocoon. Story of the Tamamayu follows Levant, a young man determined to become a cocoon master like his deceased father. To do so, he must marry a Nagi woman, Mahbu. However, the village of Cyrus is attacked by demons, and Levant's quest to save the village begins. He travels through various forests, capturing and fusing minions to fight and assist him. Fusing minions creates unique creatures with powerful elemental abilities, making battles strategy-driven. The story deepens as Levant discovers the true identity of Garai, a woman believed to be the goddess of souls, and faces personal trials in the Moth Forest to lift a curse and save his people. The game features gameplay where the capture and fusion of minions are key, alongside the exploration of new areas like the Eternal Corridor, where players face stronger minions and new challenges. Alundra. Alundra is an action-adventure game where players control the protagonist, Alundra, a dream walker with the ability to enter people's dreams. Shipwrecked on the island of Inoa, Alundra discovers that the villagers are plagued by recurring nightmares, some of which result in death. As he explores the island and solves puzzles, Alundra uncovers a darker truth. An evil entity named Melzas, disguised as a god, is behind the nightmares. Alundra's goal is to stop Melzas and free the villagers from his control. The gameplay combines exploration, puzzle solving, and real-time combat, with unique dream levels reflecting the personalities of the dreamers. The game also features platforming and interaction with NPCs in the village of Inoa. Praised for its deep story, challenging puzzles, and immersive world, Alundra explores mature themes such as death, fate, and the essence of human existence, making it a memorable experience for RPG fans. Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Maya Amano, a reporter, investigates the Joker curse, a phenomenon causing people's wishes and rumors to come true, creating chaos in Sumaru. Alongside her allies, including Katsuya and Ulala, Maya discovers that the Joker is tied to a much larger conspiracy involving the New World Order. As the team unravels the mystery, they learn that their past actions in a previous timeline have created a dangerous loop that threatens reality itself. The game blends turn-based combat, where characters summon powerful persona, with a unique rumor system that allows players to influence the story and gain advantages. The characters must confront the sinister forces led by Nyarlathotep, the true mastermind behind the Joker phenomenon. As Maya and her friends face their inner demons and unravel the truth, they must make a choice that will impact the fate of their world and their memories.
You don't have the brain power to outmaneuver a few droids with attitude. I never forgive myself for sending you on a real mission. Just remember, think fast, shoot fast, and kick ass.
Disruptor. You play as Jack Curtis, a recruit with crazy psionic powers, in a mission to save the world from aliens and government corruption. After a bunch of missions, Jack uncovers a plot by President Krieger, who's using a super powerful psionic orb to control an army of alien soldiers. With the help of E, the leader of a rebel group, Jack learns Krieger's plan is way darker. The gameplay is classic first-person shoot, but you get cool psionic powers like shock, heal, and drain to help you out. The game's all about blasting through enemies and uncovering the truth behind Krieger's evil plan. The best part? The ending changes based on difficulty. In easy mode, Jack becomes the head of the Light Stormer Corps, while on hard mode, he takes over as the UN president. Either way, Jack's got some big decisions to make. Ehrgeiz. Set in a world where ancient ruins hold the key to unimaginable power, Ehrgeiz blends fighting and exploration as players vie for control of the legendary Ehrgeiz sword. Featuring a wide array of characters including Cloud Strife and Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII, players engage in 3D fighting battles with unique movesets and abilities. The game introduces a diverse cast, such as Ken Godhand Mishima and the mysterious Wolf Girl Jo, each with their own motivations for seeking the powerful Ehrgeiz stone. The gameplay is a mix of wrestling-inspired combat and traditional fighting mechanics, allowing for full 360-degree move within dynamic environment. The game's quest mode adds an RPG element where players can explore dungeons, solve puzzles, collecting items, and unlocking new abilities. Ehrgeiz is a deep experience combining action, exploration, and strategic combat with a story that reveals the dark secrets behind the Ehrgeiz stone and the ancient ruins. Tempest X3. Here, players control a claw-shaped blaster on a rotating 3D playfield, shooting enemies as they move along various levels. The goal is to survive and rack up points by clearing enemies and avoiding obstacles. The blaster moves left and right using a rotary knob, and players can shoot to destroy enemies in the lane directly in front of them. The game has 16 unique levels, each with different shapes, from geometric patterns to infinity symbols. As players progress, they face a variety of enemies, including flippers and fuseball, each with unique behavior pattern. Players can use the powerful Super Zapper once per level to clear the screen of enemies. The game increases in difficulty as players move through the level, with enemies becoming faster and more numerous. Tempest remains a pioneering classic for its innovative 3D visual and fast-paced, action-packed game. Myst or Riven. After the events of Myst, Atlas enlists the player's help to rescue his wife, Catherine, from her father-in-law, Gain, who has trapped her in the dying world of Riven. Set across 5 islands, players must solve intricate puzzles, interact with mechanical devices, and navigate a collapsing world. The goal is to reopen the Star Fissure, a rift that could stabilize Riven, while also confronting Gain's manipulative rule. The game's first-person exploration features detailed environments and complex physics-based puzzles involving levers, transports, powers and mechanisms. The player's decisions lead to different outcomes, with the best ending involving capturing Gen, saving Catherine, and helping the Rivenese people escape. Other endings result in tragic consequences, such as Gen's escape or the player's own demise. Riven offers a deeply immersive experience, with a narrative centered on family, power, and the destruction of an entire world. No one can stop Mr. Domino. You will control one of 5 anthropomorphic domino, racing through 6 stages such as a casino, grocery store, park, and more. The objective is to place dominoes in a way that sets off a chain reaction, avoiding obstacles and managing the time. As the character automatically runs, the player must navigate and lay down dominoes using the D-pad, while avoiding hindrances, dice, electric wires, fruit. The key mechanic involves trick tile that place dominoes along the path, triggering a chain reaction once a lap is completed. However, the character's stamina depletes with movement, and if it runs out, the character transforms into a regular domino, ending the game. Special recovery tiles replenish stamina to keep the action going. Clearing stages with high scores unlocks new characters, making for an increasingly challenging puzzle experience. Wargames Defcon 1. Set 20 years after the events of the Wargames film, players control either NORAD or WOPR as they battle for control of the world's fate. The game follows the story of WOPR's attempt to exterminate humanity and NORAD's mission to stop it. In the PlayStation version, players take on tactical vehicle combat, where they control powerful vehicles such as tanks, aircraft, and futuristic mechs. The player can switch between different vehicles on the team, giving them the ability to strategize based on the situation. For instance, NORAD's vehicles are heavily armored and armed, while WOPR's futuristic mechs and hovercraft offer unique advantage. Throughout the mission, players can manage their team, ordering them to resupply, repair, or attack, all while engaging in intense combat. The game's design adds layers of strategy, making it more than just an action-packed shooter. It's a thrilling tactical experience, set in a world inspired by the iconic Wargames movie. Crusader, no remorse. Nobody forgets the moment they fire a plasma cannon into a stack of explosive barrels and send half a hallway and its unfortunate guards flying. That's the kind of chaotic sandbox joy this cyberpunk dystopia unleashes from the very first mission. You're cast as a nameless red-armored super soldier who turns his back on the oppressive regime he once served, defecting to join a scrappy rebellion. But your new ally aren't exactly handing out friendship bracelets. They're skeptical, armed, and one wrong move from blasting you into low-res chunks. What makes it tick is the sheer destructibility of its environments and the tactility of every shootout. You'll duck, roll, ambush, sabotage, and weaponize every piece of scenery. Alarms matter. Surveillance is dangerous. And when the heat is on, diving through a vent while clutching a flamethrower becomes second nature. There's just enough political intrigue and betrayal to spice up the narrative, with a twisty plot involving orbital death lasers, class warfare, and one very angry chairman. This isn't your average run and gun. It's a cerebral isometric riot where style and precision meet tactical mayhem. Honestly, it's like Die Hard decided to cosplay as a 90s PC game, brought a grenade launcher for laughs.
Evening, Riley. Don't forget, I'll be providing you with any intelligence on the enemy that I can offer.
Thanks, Dr. Carter. Okay, time to roll. Vaughn out.
C12 Final Resistance. In C12, Final Resistance, you're cast as Lieutenant Riley Vaughn, a cybernetic soldier fighting against an alien invasion that threatens Earth's resources. Set in a dystopian, the game's plot unfolds, with Vaughn embarking on multiple missions to save his comrade, infiltrate alien bases, and stop a deadly chemical weapon from destroying humanity. The gameplay is a third-person shooter with a mix of combat and puzzle solve, where you navigate alien-filled environments while managing ammo and utilizing advanced tech like your cyborg enhancements and weapons. The mission structure evolved from rescuing soldiers to preventing global catastrophe, all while Vaughn's journey tests his humanity, especially after an encounter that leaves him more machine than man. As the stakes rise, Vaughn must overcome betrayal, survive deadly ambushes, and take down the alien leader to stop the apocalypse. It's an intense mix of action, strategy, and gripping narrative, set against the backdrop of a planet on the brink of extinction.
Prepare for Operation Starblade. Calling Starfighter Geosword. Calling Geosword. Command Geosword. The enemy task force, mechanized planet Red Eye, just reached the Federation of Planets.
Starblade Alpha. Players take control of the FX-01 Geosword, a starfighter tasked with saving Earth from an alien threat, the unknown intelligent mechanized species, UI. This 3D rail shoot delivers an intense first-person experience where you must aim and shoot at enemies and projectiles while navigating space. The gameplay revolves around controlling a crosshair to eliminate enemies, with the shield meter at the bottom left showing how much damage you can take before the game ends. Your mission is twofold: destroy the Red Eye superweapons power reactor and wipe out an enemy fort, culminating in a showdown with the terrifying Commander ship. The game stands out with its cinematic presentation and 3D vision, making it a pioneer. Despite its success in the arcade, home versions like the 3D and Sega CD releases didn't live up to expectations due to limited replay value. Klonoa. Last but not least, we have a game that is a beloved platformer series that introduces players to Klonoa, a cheerful and naive dream traveler who embarks on adventures to save worlds in peril. The series features a unique blend of 2D side-scrolling gameplay with 3D elements, an early example of this type of game. Klonoa uses his magical ring and wind bullets to manipulate enemies, inflating them to use as platforms or projectiles. Throughout his journey, he befriends various characters, overcoming puzzles and battles to restore peace in worlds like Phantomire and Lunatia. The character of Klonoa, designed by Yoshihiko Arai, is a mix of dog, rabbit, and cat features, embodying innocence and determination. His iconic blue hat, adorned with a Pac-Man logo, further solidifies his status as a quirky, lovable protagonist. Klonoa's kindness and courage, despite his naivety, allow him to forge strong bonds with others and drive the story forward. His adventures are not just about overcoming physical obstacles, but also discovering the deeper meaning of dreams and heroism. And that wraps up our second episode of Most Unique PS1 Games That Defined a Generation. Some of these gems might have slipped under the radar back then, but they've certainly earned their place in the hearts of gamers over the years. So if you're reliving your childhood or exploring these classics for the first time, there's no shortage of weird and wonderful experiences to enjoy, and let these unique titles remind you why the PS1 will always be legendary. Happy gaming!